Let's briefly go over what each of these symbols mean and how we can use it to assess areas that we can invest further into our leaders. After you've identified your 139 and began developing your 139 through your 2-meeting overlap, it's important that you have a process for assessing what those leaders that you're pouring into know. What skills are they currently implementing, and what skills do they need to grow in so that they can be more effective as leaders? One way that we can assess this is through the 139 triangle. The 139 triangle represents one leadership development meeting, and it assesses some key skills that every multiplying leader needs to know. So let's take a look at that 139 triangle and see how can we assess how we can better serve the leaders that God's placed in our life. The 139 triangle is very similar to the church circle and can be used to create a leadership map or leadership generational map. You'll see here that first you put the facilitator's name. So this is the one who is facilitating the growth of the three. So you put whoever's facilitating that growth, you put their name, then you put the location that they meet in. Usually it's in the one's living room or in one of the three's living room. You put the date that this 139 meeting started, which is very important, that if a lot of these skills are missing, but the 139 is very young, that's very normal. So we want to know what date it is. And then you put the number of attendees. How many people are coming? Is it 3? Is it 4? Is it 5? What is the number of leaders that is attending this monthly meeting? Then you can begin assessing each of the leaders collectively, what they know and don't know and what they're currently practicing. This first symbol represents, are all the leaders doing generational maps on their own? Do they know how to do a generational map? Are they actively updating their generational map to see where their churches need to grow and how they can push forward? This IOI symbol represents, are these leaders in this meeting doing IOIs with their 3, with the 9? Do they know how to do an IOI? Do they know why it's important? And are they actively doing it? This 1 to 7 represents the 7 phases of progress. In assessing, do all these leaders know how to use the 7 phases of progress to assess the peoples and places that they're working, to know what is the next progress that they can aspire towards? What is the next level of progress that they can be praying and asking God for? The heart represents, do they have genuine love for one another? Do they care for one another? Are they implementing the one another's as they meet together? And are they showing that genuine affection that disciples should have for each other? The Bible represents, does this group know how to make their own Bible studies to solve problems based off of using the scriptures and asking the right questions and going to the Word to find the answers? Or are they waiting for someone outside to give them the answers? Or are they knowing on their own how to go find them? This 4 fields picture represents, do they know how to equip the saints for the work of ministry? This rupee symbol represents, do they know how to steward and manage money well within their networks? And are they actively talking about it and how to use money best so that they can help the kingdom go forward? This check mark represents, are they taking personal accountability, both with each other and with their networks, to what God has called them to do and the resources that God has placed in their life? And this arrow represents, do they know how to set goals on their own and aspire to achieve those goals by the help of the Holy Spirit? Now, for assessing each of these symbols, you can do 1 mark, 2 marks, or no marks. If there's no mark, it means that none of the leaders in this meeting know how to do this thing. If there's 1 mark, that means that some of the leaders in this meeting know how to do this. And if there's 2 marks, that means that all of the leaders in this meeting know how to do this. So take a moment now, get out a piece of paper, draw out a 139 triangle, and assess which of these skills are your leaders currently doing and which ones do they need to grow in.